Hello everyone, what's up? This is my first video on the channel. So today I have something very special prepared for all the people that were born around the 2010s. We're going to be playing every single game that was pre-installed on Windows 7 and the Windows Vista. And yes, we're going to be playing all of them, except this one for obvious reasons. Okay, so if you want to try out these games and like reinstall them, I'm going to link them in the description below. So our first game on the list we have is Chess Titans. Basically, this is just chess. This is probably one of the best looking ones. And basically chess, you can also fight against your friends. You can also change the appearances. For example, you can make a glass and porcelain, and we'll make it look like this. Honestly, one of my personal favorites is this on Windows 7 and Windows Vista. Okay, so I am going to give chess a 7 out of 10. And it's not bad, but still not perfect. So next up we have is Free Cell. So the premise of Free Cell is basically it's like solitaire, but all your cards are revealed, and you have to get these cards over here. You have to basically sort them all, but you also have like extra spaces where you can like clear up cards, so you can get all of the aces here, everything, and a bunch of crap. Okay, so we have also the different styles. I mean, the styles are not bad, but still could be better. So Free Cell is not bad, but still not perfect. So I'm gonna give Free Cell probably a 5 out of 10. Next up is personally my favorite game from the entire collection, Hearts. So Hearts, the premise of the Hearts to get as many points as possible by winning a battle. Basically, everybody plays a card, and whoever has the highest card wins. I know what you're thinking now, since I'm giving these away. Well, aren't you supposed? Isn't the premise of the game supposed to be like placing everything else? Isn't like the premise of the game to get as much points as possible so you can win? Well, no, let me tell you what you have to do actually. So we have to do that, but also we also should have given all the hearts, the highest hearts possible this way. So when somebody gets the heart and the queen of spades, that's called shooting the moon. And if you get a shooting the moon, then you will get all of us get 26 points, and the person who has shot at the moon gets no points. And basically that's the premise of the entire game. It's basically like a fun competition. So yes, that's basically the premise of the entire game. Oh my god, okay, there's also a lot. The options here are basically the same as Free Cell. That's basically valid for all the card games from the pack. So I am going to give Hearts a 6.5 out of 10. Now our next option right here, we're skipping it. Then we move to Ink Ball. So Ink Ball is probably a very little IQ test. So luckily I do have like a drawing thingy, and basically the goal of this game is to place all these balls in the correct sockets, and if they're white you can basically place them you can basically place any colored ball in that socket. And basically, you also have like time to do it. If you fail, you start over. But there are different levels too. So this game comes with is actually an extension to like Windows Vista, you know. And basically as I said, you can check them out. Links in the description. And basically that's the whole premise of the game. There's no really like a lot of customizations. This is clear ink. There's also like how difficult something is. For example, here we have expert, and we have a ton of most two, and basically we have to like break them. I haven't really touched expert and all that stuff, but I can clearly see why I haven't touched it. Anyways, whoever wants to try them, you can go for it. So overall, Inkball is a lot of fun and a very fun IQ test to see if you have a brain for brain solving and all that stuff. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. And basically, I am going to give Inkball an 8.5 out of 10. And that's probably one of the best games in the entire pack. Next up we have Mahjong. So basically this is Mahjong Solitaire, which means that we have to match different tiles and basically have to clear out the entire board this way. Now there is change appearances here too. By the way, when I tried this ended up looking so freaking cursed. Like, literally, what happened to these tiles? Anyways, I like this appearance a lot more. I mean, these games are very fun, and this is, by the way, all we have. Had sometimes we even didn't have because most games were online at this. Not online, but offline, but still most of them were expensive. So, and probably on console, which probably some of us didn't have, and sometimes this was all we had, basically. So this is probably not very interesting because this will probably keep you entertained for like 9 minutes most. I mean, Mahjong Titans is highly customizable, but it's still kind of bland, if you know what I'm saying. So but the decoration is cool. This is probably like Chess Titans. It's clear they put effort into it. So I am going to give it probably a 7 out of 10. Next up we have Microsoft Thinker. So let's check out what Thinker is, and I'm gonna right off the bat this is actually pretty good. Tutorial set, let's go, level 2, press any key to continue. So ooh, this is like a problem solving puzzle. Like a problem solving puzzle. Ooh, this is interesting. So we have energy and we have to get the robot here. Ooh. Okay, let's. Oh, this was actually pretty damn sick. And there's also an editor. So I think this is like you make your own levels. Let's check it out. Yes, this way you create your own levels. Oh, I'm going to give Microsoft Thinker a a straight up 10 out of 10. That is going to be very hard to beat. Okay, next up we have Minesweeper. So yeah, basically let's check out the difference. So it isn't highly customizable. We also have like garden style for these like garden or whatever. So the goal of the game is, you see all these numbers. These numbers indicate where there's a mine. Here there's two. There's two. There's possibly two here, and so on. There is possibly two here. Three. So yeah, that's basically the entire game. It does, or this is it, or this happens. Okay. So Minesweeper, it's not very entertaining, but it does like help the brain a lot, because you need to think a lot so you can beat Minesweeper. I think I have beaten Minesweeper once, so I'm gonna give Minesweeper probably a 4 out of 10. It's not very customizable, and the gameplay is kind of bland. Next up we have Purple Blaze. This actually, I played it a lot as a kid. So we have 3 like mini games. So let's start with this one. So this, we need to guess the thing's appearance, and if we guess it right, we win. Guess it like right, we win. Yeah, here, look. Okay, so that is basically the goal of this game. Now this is also another game that we're supposed to like make cake. This is the hardest difficulty, by the way. This basically kept you very occupied back in the day, or at least me. It kept me very occupied, because don't ask me how much time I've spent on this. And basically that's the whole premise, and you have to fill this up. Yes, oops. And the final one we have is Memo. Basically, I think most of you know how Memo works. Basically, you have to get 2 correct tile, 2 right tiles. Yeah, that is basically the entire premise of the game. I can practically speedrun this. Yeah, that is practically easy. So, next up we have Solitaire. I'm sure that pretty much everybody has stumbled across Solitaire. Let's see. First we have nothing different. Okay, so basically the goal of this game is to get all the stacks correct. Here you get the aces, and then the 2s, the 3s, and so on, until you get to the kings. Yep, that's practically the whole game. And you just head until you get everything right, but it will be worth it, because at the end there is an animation that is very cool. So I want to give Solitaire probably 3 out of 10, because it's not very like that. So apparently this is Spider Solitaire. So basically Spider Solitaire is, you have one color and you have to place all those in one color in the right. Basically you're playing
solitaire, just with one color. So it's kind of bland. But if you want to like change your game up a bit, you could just press options like I did just now and place advanced or intermediate. Base, Basically, I'm gonna give Spider Solitaire a 2 out of 10 because it's not like very very fun. So I guess out of the winner of all the games is Thinker. This game pretty much got immediately disqualified for obvious reasons. And if you're under 18 and want to play this game, please don't play it. This is underage gambling. That's illegal. So please, as I said, if you want to check out the games, the link in the description. And hope you have an amazing day. Goodbye and see you next video.